point out that that was what the stream started with.
Good.
I don't know. I don't know like where it's gonna have actually picked you up, but I really wanted to just be you panically saying, "I don't want Ideal to die."
I don't want Ideal to die.
So,
Also, Joe, I think my latest cure for deaths.
I don't know. Helmet last night, boy.
She got close.
Anyhow, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our adventures in Ilhern. With a quick roll call, Ridra,
We're all gonna die.
Riley,
No, we're not.
Joseph,
Yeah, I'm here.
Ideal,
Union's gonna die.
no Ree thus far tonight. I haven't seen her get any activity on Discord as of yet, so I'm making that assumption. So Union.
I'm
Good evening. And again, welcome to our adventures here in Ilhern. And yes, as mentioned, what in theory should be our last session of the year, unless someone decides to sneak in a one-shot. You're not planning to run tomorrow night, right, Korg? Safe assumption.
What?
Oh, tomorrow's mine. Yeah, I'm definitely not running
Yeah.
tomorrow night. I'm gonna be drunk.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Dude, my days are all screwed up. It's like, hey guys, it's Monday. It's Adventures in Ilhern. Tomorrow's Wednesday though, so we're good to go, right? Clearly, how this works. We just skip tomorrow.
I mean, considering how Starfinder went, has gone sometimes.
But anyhow, where last left off, the party after sort of securing a bit of information and gathering their forces, attempting to try and figure out what their next step was after a conjuring of a giant wall of fire to hold back the forces of Orson and a contingent of otherwise dubious individuals. The plan began to boil down to the idea of calling out and challenging Orson himself to one-on-one combat by our brave paladin Union. Well, as the early sun still was fighting to get into the sky, a dreadful air fell about the party. And just who exactly were you planning to call out? The party, for the most part, suffered under the effects of a stunning fear by the half-orc in full plate, dragging behind him 6 chained children of early teen age at a glance. The only 2 to avoid this affliction being Ree and Joe. I think the warhorse.
In the bear.
Yeah. So 4 out of the contingent that is the expanded party. Temporarily, we are going to begin with Ree quickly taking to the sky with baby Bella and doing her best to get her out of there. If she happens to sneak in, she happens to sneak in. But at the moment,
The old lady wanted to meet Orson.
yeah,
Such a shame.
yeah. So at the moment, Joseph, you are the only one capable of actions.
She stole a baby. Stop her.
That owl stole my baby.
So, so he has like child slaves.
He has chained children dragged behind him. Yes, sort of like chain gang style.
I mean, that's really bad though. But I think we have bigger problems to deal with right now, and that's saying a lot for Joe and his stance he's been taking on slavery throughout this campaign.
It's like, well, shit. Why is it only during this campaign that the computer wants me to set up office?
Oh,
Maybe you should set up office.
I don't need office.
Oh,
I've made a point to not need office. There's plenty of free programs that are equal to or superior to office. Now, I will say, Shatan, that was a beautiful display. If I knew you were coming to put your resume back in, you know you didn't need to be that exemplary. For the record, when he says this, he's staring at Union.
Shy-tan.
Look, you'll be glad I didn't say it shit on.
Look, another name shamelessly ripped from Wheel of Time.
Union, do you know this guy?
You turn Union for a tiefling. It's impressive. It has beads of sweat running down his face.
Am I able to talk while the effect has me, or no?
You have very limited motion. The ability, the thought of trying to reach for a weapon or anything of that is a little much, but response is available.
I know him.
Of course you do.
Set me down, Orson.
Ah. Quite the crew you have here. Tell me, which one was the lovely fire from? Would love to sign them up.
I will not let you harm any of them.
There's a moment of confusion. I know you've been gone a while, but you're still one of us. Why would I want to harm a brother in arms? You've come just in time to reap the rewards.
I am not one of you anymore.
Is that so?
I am Union.
Funny name. They know about you. Your friends here. You there, the glowy one. Moving all right. Tough little bastard. Tell me, Shatan here told you everything.
I have a feeling he hasn't told us much.
Whose side are you on?
Mine.
Yeah, I mean, you should. I mean, if you've seen him fight, oh man, work of art. Where's your
I'm gonna
axe?
think about it.
Well, don't tell me you left it in your brother's skull.
I. You will not speak of him, Orson.
I don't think you really get a say on what I bring up as subject matter.
Set me down and I'll cut out your filthy tongue.
Ah, there's the fire of the devil I've been missing. Alright. So you mean to tell me you've come all this way and it's not because you missed us?
We're
Oh.
here to stop you.
Fine job of that you're
You
doing. Was the fish girl yours?
just one more sin you shall atone for. She was a friend.
Oh, now I'm hurt. I thought I was your friend.
It is not too late for you, Orson.
The children form a sort of semicircle behind him.
Orson, let them go. Let us go. Put an end to all of this.
Glowing one. What's your name?
Joseph Trenta.
Mr. Trenta. As a unbiased, well, probably a little biased third party, I'd like you to bear witness to something for me if you'd be so kind.
Such as.
I, Orson, officially remove the little white devil, Rake, from the crimson. He has spread so beautifully. He will reap no rewards, and don't worry, Union. I will end all of this. And he gestures wide with his arms, far beyond you all, to the lands around you. Turns, drops the chains.
Why? Why are you doing this? Does bloodshed and murder not appeal enough anymore? Does ransacking a town not do it for you?
Hmm. You know what? No.
You think Ball is going to reward you for this?
Oh, I've been promised. run while you can, you and your friends here. See if I don't catch you up. Mr. Trenta,
Yes.
I'm impressed by your willpower. He turns and begins to walk away, leaving the 6 chained children standing there staring at you all.
It's like we're starting an orphanage or something. Ugh. Willpower. I'm just too tired for his bullshit.
I see you just standing there with a flask, like, yep.
Ugh.
You watch as he crests the hill, and once he's out of sight, it's a cold numbness as the adrenaline sort of still quite there, but has no focus now.
I will go to the kids, saying nothing, and attempt to free them from their chains.
I'll help with that.
Union will as well.
I just glare at Union. I don't want your help right now.
Or
Bid
have
will help in his place.
Union sort of opens his mouth but lets his shoulders fall and steps back, watching the kids.
Okay, so, as previously noted, there are 6 that have formed this sort of concave half circle. They are chained together at the feet, one to the next, the next.
I'm gonna pop a quick detect magic. Just look at each of them.
There is not so much on them, but
On
on
the
the
chains.
chains.
And I'm gonna focus in, see if I can detect school.
Enchantment and necromancy.
And does it look like each kid has a different spell on it, or are they all linked together?
It's all linked together. As you settle close with your eyes glazed over, they are blank slates of emotion on their face. Deadened eyes stare back at you. Dried, cracked lips across the many of them. And you look down, and sure enough, there is a skull with what looks to be several drops of blood in iconography hammered into each of the actual shackle portions of the chains.
I will attempt to dispel it. I assume I need a roll.
You do.
Nope. Fuck. That's a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I could have helped, huh? Oh, well.
I will take a deep breath. Try to calm myself. I got one more third slot.
The one,
And I shall-
as you are physically there next to, where along the chain are you standing?
I'd imagine I'm like near the end.
Left or right?
Left.
Okay. There it is, a young girl in tattered rags. Thin, wispy, and dried hair.
I'll check for any signs of life real quick.
Okay, so do you intend to touch the child? Like check for a pulse, things of that nature.
I will just try to look, because touching seems like a bad idea.
Great at
What-
looking.
Like look for breathing,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
Medicine check.
I didn't mean to accidentally roll that, but you know, it works. It's a medicine.
You can see the faint rise and fall of the chest. So definitely breathing.
Okay. I will attempt one more dispel magic. If anybody has anything to, that's a good idea.
Eyes of the grave.
There is a brief shock of cold air around Riley as she beckons her patron to assist. Or he, excuse me. Nothing of undead catches your attention.
Okay. I'm going to try to dispel one more time.
Okay. With your detect magic, your eyes still up for the time being. You can see the chains, two auras, both fade as you finish your spell with some focus, and the aura proceeds from left to right, across from one child to the next. And that's when you all hear what sounds like the cracking and snapping of bones. As you look up, Ideal, the young girl's face has distorted. Bone shoots out from under the um, eye sockets, sort of like small horns. Her hands have stretched out from the skin, the bones stretching into full talons, and she's going to swipe at you.
Okay.
But you, looking up just in time, roll out of the way as it almost cuts through the air with a soft hiss.
And I'll look at the other 5. I assume they're doing the same thing.
All of them are starting to twist and shift in their presence.
Well, this went bad.
I don't think these are kids.
To arms. Eden draws his blade.
Roll for initiative.
Initiative is an ability check, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's a dex check.
I know it's a dex check, but it is considered an ability check, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ideal, you're up.
Okay.
You are still adjacent to the first of these deformed humans.
Well, I might as well do some trying before I buy. I will point at the one that tried to swipe at me and cast Hex.
Targeting what skill?
Let's go Strength.
Okay, duly noted.
Then I shall draw Scimitar and attack.
As your scimitar arches out, it catches another strange bony protrusion just around the elbow and glances off to no effect.
Well, that was my bonus action, so I can't attack again. And that is my turn.
Okay. Ridra, you, as best you can see, this mocking horror of humanity there before you, maybe about 30 feet from you, where you currently cower.
He's at 30.
30.
I'm gonna throw my second dagger at it. Pew! Wait, I think it actually balances because pack tactics.
You're targeting the one Ideal did?
Yes.
I mean, it's still only an 11 to hit.
Still.
But it would be something for you to check out. Anything else?
And then I'm gonna yell to Union, "Hey, hit that one!" with my bonus action to help him.
Okay.
So he's gonna have advantage. Yay! That's all.
Okay. The two children on the far right begin to close the circle in, moving towards Riley, because you mentioned you had also stepped forward to help. One is attempting to tackle down at your legs, while the other fights against the chains to break free. You can hear what sounds to be the tearing of flesh. They pull their leg out from the chain, as opposed to actually breaking the shackle. As you turn to look, you manage, with just your current armor on, deflect and push aside this long scything swing of the young man. Union, you're up.
All right. Union with his blade drawn is going to charge forward and swing at one of the creatures that is attacking Raleigh.
Okay, you will not have advantage because it's not the one Ridra called out for.
Union had a sudden change of heart, and
It just says I give him aid when attacking a creature. I did yell to attack one, but he could ignore it and still use my help.
You are helping with the action of attacking that creature, as you were specific.
That's fair.
knowing that, I will attack the one pointed out by Rudra. Thank you, Barrel Lizard. And Union's gonna swing at the one pointed out.
You're welcome.
Roll with advantage.
Okay, 24 will hit.
Sweet.
I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Not so
As your blade connect, you're a paladin, should be alright. Don't forget to add all your stuff, your aura, what have you. As your blade connects, there's this brief flash, this mental image. You see the child as it was before these disfiguring transformations and looking up at you, pained, and suffering your blow. But you shake it clear to see the monster before you.
How's the creature looking after that strike?
Well, there's a big gash across its chest, but otherwise still up.
All right, you're gonna bring his blade back around and attempt to strike at the same creature again. Do I have advantage for as long as I'm fighting this thing, or how does this work? Is it just one attack?
It's on the neck, so it's gone now.
Okay.
Okay, 23 is still a hit though, and you will fell the first of the longer chain. Um, there against basically right aside Ideal, you come lunging forward with two heavy slashes. That brief image still locked in your mind, sort of the back of your mind, as you look over the rest of the 5 remaining.
Have they all fully transformed at this point?
It doesn't seem to be like there's some end point of transformation. There's constant bony protrusions shooting out of
Okay.
them.
Gotcha. Okay. Union will stay where he is, ready to do battle with the next one. That'll be me.
Okay. Welcome back, Ideal. Union is now buddied up with you. The young gentleman that is beside the one you just felled will turn and, with his jaw detaching low, much like a snake's, reach over to try and snap down on you, Union.
Okay.
By the way, Ideal, your hex target is dead.
Does that answer your question, Ideal?
That's a natural 17 on the die to hit for the bite, and it is going to attempt to wrap around and grapple you. I need
My AC is 17, so does that...
yes.
Okay.
If it meets or beats.
Okay, gotcha.
Natural 17 means that that's just what the die is before adding modifier.
Yeah.
I need a athletics or acrobatics from you as it's using its second attack to grapple you. You've got to beat a 2.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
2 on the die.
It's
or...
2 on the die. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it. So Ideal, you watch as Union runs over and just overarching swing as you're in the middle of backpedaling from your own glancing blow and fells the transforming young woman and transforms her into a pile of meat before you hear it as he is bitten and tackled. For the record, that is 9 piercing damage and a Constitution save versus poison. All right, you are fine versus that. The other 2 that are yanked along with the tackling one closes in. Riley, you will get an OA by 1, as it is quickly moving past you, seeming to ignore you, and all are focusing now on the grappled Union.
Okay, I think I can use a cantrip.
You have
Forecaster?
that should let you do it, yeah.
Yeah, that would allow you.
I think none of the others are damaged though, so that's the D8.
Correct. There's a loud ringing of the bells. It staggers at the last second before 2 successful swipes against you, Union. for an additional 6 points of slashing damage as you're just surrounded by these shifting figures.
Okay.
Riley, it is your turn. There's currently 2 that are adjacent to you. One is effectively like hobbled as it had pulled free its leg to sort of break these into 2 pairs or 2 groups. And the other one just missed you with the swing.
Okay, so there's 2. Gonna pull out my shield. Actually get the 15 AC. And the one that moved away is the only one that's hurt. Yes.
Correct.
I'll toll it again.
Okay. All right. That one unfortunately fails again. Union, you watch as it is in the middle of trying to rear for another series of swipes before clutching at its head and slumping down just with a loud, sobbing shriek. And
Just
not
like that.
just like that. Not quite as monstrous. Anything else, Ryla? Timing though. All right.
No, I think I'll stay here.
Okay. Joe, you are up. With coffee in hand.
Yes. Well, we can't let another die tonight. Setting character. So there's just the one that's actually grappling, correct, right?
There's one grappling union. There's another one that is physically there, still up and fighting. So there's 2 on them and 2 on Riley. But only one that's actually participating in the grapple.
Okay. I think this will work. Yeah, so I'm going to raise my staff with my other hand, and I'm going to attempt to cast. These things are still humanoid, right? To the best of my knowledge.
To the best of your knowledge.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Hold Person on the one that is grappling with Union.
Okay. So Union, there's that constant twist and struggle, and you hear what sounds to be the crying out before it seizes of a individual in pain behind you, and their muscles are seized up, still wrapped around you.
All right.
It's a pretty tight grip.
Right. Now, with paralyzed, that would cancel the grapple, right?
You paralyzed him in the position of the grapple. It'll make it easier for him to break out, though.
Because, I mean, a paralyzed creature is incapacitated.
Yes, but they're still physically in the position that you've held them. So he now has to break against a static object as opposed to one that's constantly trying to gain the advantage.
Yeah. No, I mean, it still works out because It's gonna work the way I want it to, but
Okay.
just yeah, and I didn't call quicken or anything, so that will be turn
Okay. Brings
because
us
I'm still at a safe distance.
at initiative 0. I need to roll. The first one on the ground begins to twitch. The bony protrusions raising it up. Not high, almost just like this feline posture, as the head still hangs lolled on the side, but as far as you can tell, back in action. Ideal, you're up. The other one whose head went pop does not seem to have had the same luck. The blessings of Baal.
But you're up.
I know I'm up.
Oh,
I
Right.
heard everything. I heard that ask something and nobody was answering. So my hex is still not on that one.
But
Correct.
your hex did fall off. This is considered
Okay.
a completely separate creature.
Okay. I'm gonna move it to the one that's paralyzed, gripping a union.
Okay, targeting.
Strength.
Okay, duly noted.
And then I'm just gonna kind of hold my hand out and do Eldritch Blast.
You're
Once
in
I'm within,
melee.
which would give disadvantage. But it's paralyzed.
Okay.
So, flat roll.
Yep. Don't roll a 1.
First blast. Second blast.
Okay, both hits.
And paralyzed means it's a crit, right?
Yep, if you're within 5 feet of the creature.
I made sure I was within 5 feet of the creature.
So what does your particular Eldritch Blast look like? Or would you like me to tell you?
You can tell them because I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay. Because I know what you would imagine it to be, thinking where it's coming from, but
Yeah.
there are what appears to be 2 very quick lances of an otherwise bright light, almost white fire, with a streak of black down the middle as it lances on one side and then the other and smashes either side of this creature, just shy of hitting Union, almost as if the flames try to reach out for him.
And there's the damage.
Yeah, it's like the creature's fucked.
Yeah. I just wanted to roll all those dice.
Wait, did you rolled your hex, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the hex would that be? Oh, okay, you did it as two separate 2d6s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I think I've done enough.
Ridra. As if it wasn't bright enough, there's 2 bright lances from Ideal's hand.
I don't know if I like this group. I'll start heading up to them. There's like 4 more, right?
There's now 1 by Ideal and Union. Excuse me. There's 2. There's that crouched creature with the head sort of hanging on a thread. 1 that's still up and fighting, and then there are 2 over by Riley.
Okay, I'm gonna throw my first dagger at the one of the ones that are next to Ideal.
Okay. Do you want the one on the ground or the one that's standing?
Actually, sorry, I'll throw it at one of the ones by Raleigh.
Okay, duly noted. That just hits.
Yay!
You do get sneak attack if you would like to use it on this attack.
Heck yeah!
It is
And then-
still up.
And then I'm gonna yell to Raleigh and be like, "Hey, hit that!" And that'll be my turn. And I moved like 25 feet towards the people because you said I was like,
You were at 30.
I want to be like 5 feet away from the main group so I can get my daggers back.
Okay, so you're scampering toward your daggers. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. There.
Okay.
You're not up yet, Union.
Am I not?
No, the creature on the ground is up.
Okay.
It will clamber up, quickly skittering and attempting to pounce, to shove Ideal onto the ground. First has to be a contested of similar to a grapple, so acrobatics or athletics, sir.
Acrobatics it is.
Okay. You manage to basically bullfighter and dodge as the creature rushes past you. If you would like, it does continue past just far enough to trigger an OA.
That was my next question.
As it continues and seeing as it misses its opportunity, is barreling down towards Ridra.
Nope.
Nope. The next one is just going to basically try and punch you in the face.
I mean, fair.
It misses, but now you're up, Union.
Okay. So am I still grappled?
Negative. That creature is dead.
Okay, good. Oh, that was the one Ideal vaporized.
That was the one I executed.
Yeah. Okay. So how many are left?
There's one that just ran past, and out of range.
Okay.
Which you would have been able to get an OA too, as it kind of like blitz between the two of you if you would like.
Hell
It's
yeah.
still up.
This is my OA.
Okay, that does hit and does make it do this tumbling roll to just at your feet, Raedra. And just bisected body parts all over the place.
Oh,
And then there is the one that just tried to punch Ideal as far as the two, and then there's the two about 15 feet dealing with Riley.
Okay.
So you've got
the
one,
that...
Riley's got two.
Okay. The one that's fighting, the one that just punched or tried to punch Ideal. If I go to help Raleigh, will that get an OA on me?
You don't know. You're not sure just how focused the creature is.
All right.
But you're within range of it.
Okay. Well, let's deal with one threat at a time. Union is gonna draw back the greatsword and do this overhead like chop down to strike at the creature.
Alright, that is a hit. It is still up.
And another.
Unfortunately, as you come cleaving down its back, you shove it and it actually ends up stumbling into Ideal, causing you to draw your blade a little short with the second slash for fear of hitting your friend.
Okay. Let me see if there's anything else I can do. All right. I think that'll be it.
All right. Riley, one of the ones with a dagger sticking out of its arm, is going to raise up and slap at you. You manage to raise your shield up just in time. It's a loud crack of what sounds like bone on, I'm assuming it's a metal shield?
I haven't thought about it.
Okay, well, if nothing else, it's a pretty loud thud of an otherwise very heavy impact. distracting you just long enough for its compatriot to slip in under your defenses, and manages with that same sort of dislocating jaw clamp just under your armpit for a gnarly 9 points of piercing damage and a Constitution save first poison. Okay. You take an additional 12 poison damage as there is a sudden surge of fire-like heat that courses through your veins. At the top of your turn, please make a saving throw again. You manage this time as you can feel the next pulse of your heart. You clench for a moment, and you're fairly sure your vitals are okay, in an okay-ish place as the poison has spread throughout. Not a heavy enough dose to continue. It's your turn.
I'm sorry, Richard, but you're actually not helpful to me.
Aw.
Wow.
I don't think helps with Toll Dead, but I'll still type what she said.
Okay, so
Aw.
still tolling the dead. No, it does not give advantage.
No.
No.
I imagine Ridra's ears just drooping as that's said.
But it fails.
Yay. D12?
I'm assuming it's the one with the daggers in it, so yeah. Alright, the combined effort is enough to fell this creature. Anything else? You're still adjacent to the one that has just bitten you.
I want to move away, but alright, I'll move away.
You don't move
I-
away?
I move away.
You move away, okay?
Okay, I will take.
It does manage, once again, to, as it's still right there, catch the last bit of flesh with another bite for 9 piercing and 1 more Constitution saving throw, please. As it has turned you into a chew toy.
Ah!
For 10 poison damage. Another lance of fire as it catches another fleshy bit between your armor. Squeak. Joe, you're up. As you see Riley stumble back, leaving one creature unattended and one still fighting Union and Ideal.
Okay.
As well as the one at... no, that one was bisected. So yeah, no, just those two.
Just those two. Okay. I'm going to quicken a Eldritch. Yeah. If I quicken that, then I can. Let's start with. I'm going to spell Hex and put a hex on each of them.
Okay.
Targeting Dex.
Noted.
And then with my other two, I'm going to quicken to shoot.
Well, Hex is a bonus action.
Oh, that's right. I don't need to.
Yeah,
to
you don't need a
either.
quicken.
Thank you. So yeah. So let me change that back because I didn't use those sorcery points. Thank
So,
you.
beam and beam, one to each.
Yeah, one to each.
Alrighty.
So there's the first one to hit. There's 6 damage.
That hits. Add your Hex.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and hex damage for the first one is a d6, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the second blast goes
Misses.
just shy.
So there's the extra damage for.
All right.
I'll take that.
So the one by Ideal and Union takes a gnarly smash. The other one, with nothing else to harry it, ducks out of the way, becoming more and more animalistic as time goes on.
Yep.
Ideal. You're up.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna move the hex to the last one by me. I am not in melee with this one, correct, or am I?
You are. This is the one
Okay.
that's this sort of odd little tango has been going on.
In that case, I will try to Eldritch Blast it with disadvantage.
Okay.
First attack. Second
Miss.
attack.
And hit.
Hex plus blast damage.
Alright, that's enough. Thanks to the other blast recently hitting it. It staggers back and stumbles into Union.
Is it? Sorry, is it my turn?
No, the creature just
Oh.
stumbled and fell on you dead.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great.
Anything else, Ideal?
Nope, I'm good.
Alright, Ridra. You look there's one of your daggers laying on the ground, the one you had missed with. Had glanced off one of the bones. And you turn and look over your shoulder. The one left standing is now all by its little lonesome.
But Raleigh is next to one currently. Yeah.
Negative.
Getting eaten. Oh.
No, Riley had got another bite as he drew back.
Oh, I thought there was 2 next to Raleigh.
With your help, Riley killed one.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna grab my second dagger. And is it an action to pick it up?
Incidental.
Okay. I'm gonna turn and just throw it at the first one I see.
Okay.
Preferably one next to someone else.
There's none next to anyone.
Oh no.
It's just that one. Dagger goes wide and scatters into one of the bushes.
Hit that one, I yelled at Union. Very helpful. And then I go chasing after my dagger.
Okay. I assume getting a wide enough arc around it.
Oh yes.
Alright, you're up as you see Ridra dive into some bushes to find her dagger.
Alright. The battle is. Never mind. Ewan turns and charges toward the creature toward that is close to Raleigh. And it's gonna give it a whack. And here we go. With advantage.
Okay, that's a hit and a wisdom save.
Oh boy.
Think of it like a guilt check. Okay. As you fell this particular creature, Union, you are stunned. You cannot, for the life of you, see anything but the children that had been led here by Orson, and both the first and last felled by your hand.
Okay. As the creature falls, the sword is gonna fall from Union's hands.
You are all out of combat as a note.
Do I need that con save?
You do,
Cool.
every 6 seconds.
Yay.
I'm gonna go collect my dagger.
Dadgummit!
For 9 poison damage, Riley.
You can do it, Riley.
Oh no, that put me at 0.
Oh.
Exactly 0.
Well, in that
Okay,
case,
good.
the you can do it, Riley is a healing word.
Okay, still poisoned.
Yeah. Well, at least she's not, dying.
Just suffering.
And now the. Oh, wait, nope. Action economy.
Yep. 6 seconds. Con save. As you all watch Riley holding at two series of wounds, face contorted in pain. There's a sort of low burning growl in the back of your throat as you slip in and out of consciousness briefly and manage to withstand the remains of the poison.
We've been up like an hour at this point, haven't we?
A little more than that.
Not much, though?
Not
Riley's
much.
been up way longer.
That's right. Poor Riley is exhausted to boot.
Well, that was fun.
I will
My
go
daggers.
to Union. Let's see if he's alright.
Am I able to see that Adele is there?
The only thing that is different in your vision from that of your party is you see the children as children.
Okay.
Union?
Very ideal.
Are you okay?
Union's gonna slowly turn his head and look back at the bodies. They were innocent.
They were turned by Orson. We put them out of their misery. They were in pain.
I am aware.
We allowed their souls to go to rest.
They should have had long, happy lives.
They should have, which is why we need to stop this. I point towards the ritual of death and destruction that is happening.
I agree.
But I think we all need to have a talk, Union.
Union's sort of mouth tightens a little bit.
We're gonna need you to tell us everything at this point. There could be something in your story that will give us an idea.
Yeah, you guys have that talk. I'm gonna
I squeeze Union's shoulder and give him an inspiration.
Okay. for the sake of brevity and my tired mind, Union will then sit down with Ideal and whomever else would want to would be listening and would tell them the story, including Ridra, who I presume sits just a little bit too close, uh, and tell them how he was born as Rake, sort of fell in with the wrong crowd, which eventually led into him joining the Band of the Crimson Skull, where after numerous raids and various misdeeds, he took the name Shaitan before and led a life of debauchery and crime before eventually slaying his own brother, which is why he carries his brother's broken sword, which he slices open his palm each morning as a remembrance. And it was after his brother's death that he abandoned the band, took the name Union, and turned to the Lord of Rebirth for salvation. Union will just very slowly and deliberately tell everything to the party.
Did Orson ever say anything about what his end game was?
We followed Baal, but I was always under the impression he did it for some sick, twisted purpose that was merely his own. It was an excuse for his crimes, not a motivation. But just now he mentioned that he would be rewarded.
Hearing all that, could I try to figure out a little bit more about this ritual or anything like that?
I mean, you're welcome to try and see what you know about Ball himself.
Ball. Yeah, that works. 25.
I mean, Ball is, by and large, a sadist and god of murder. So safe to assume he would reward heavily a exemplary sadist and murderer.
Do I know any of like Ball's endgame goals or anything like that?
He's literally the god of I just want to fucking murder everything.
Okay.
That's literally his entire persona.
Out of game, I know this, but
I have made no alterations to that.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Ball. Well, what are your hobbies? Murder.
One of these days, I expect to critter will to check it. You just paste me a wiki link.
I mean,
It would not be the least information I've ever gotten from a check.
but he's definitely not one of the gods you go around saying I follow.
Obviously. Sadism and murder and all that.
But you have this sort of vague recalling that there are a few groups who use his particular domain in a more neutral stance, i.e., they specifically ask for large sums of money to perform assassinations.
Got ya.
Beyond that, nah, sadist and a murderer.
Okay.
Wants to see the world burned. Sadistically. And murderery.
That is how I get my notes.
Pretty cut and dry guy.
Wants to see the world burn sadistically and murdery.
So, friends, I'm going to be honest with you. We almost had someone die to these couple things, and there's more. Or I don't know if we can do this.
Well, we don't have a choice.
There may be no one else that can.
My hand will go to my belt pouch where I got the thing.
The what?
Noted. Duly noted.
Well, we just going to run in there with no plan.
No,
What's our plan?
we don't have one right now.
Okay, so we're running in there with no plan.
I never said we're going in there.
If we don't go in there, then we might as well leave.
But if we leave, countless thousands will die.
And if we don't go in there, countless thousands will die.
But we need to come up with a plan.
That's what I'm telling you to do.
All this before Joe's morning coffee. Way too much.
Midra told you her plan.
What was Ridra's plan?
You distract Orson, and we run in behind.
I think we kind of just tried a version of that and it didn't go well.
Wait a minute, how do you know we were talking about him?
Super spooky ball powers.
Because, I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose of planning, because he knows our plan.
Or he could have been on his way and just heard us say his name.
From far away, I'm not that loud.
Well, we weren't being very quiet. And how long was it after we finished that conversation that he
It was not so
Was
much
it-
how long after. You guys had repeated it multiple times.
multiple times? Yeah.
As long as we don't look in a mirror and say his name, we're good.
Orson, Orson, Orson.
I just left you guys. What the hell?
Holding it like
I
holding a coffee mug and a toothbrush. Like,
I just got back to camp.
what the fuck? Did you not like my gift? Merry Christmas.
I know I was being all dramatic, but it's a bit of a hike back to camp. So if you guys could fucking stop for like 10 minutes.
If not, I will have to kill you. Kinda, you know, is my purpose, but at the same time, sadism.
He winks at Joe. Still love the energy though.
Yeah, loving it, digging it.
You want a job? Call me. Benefits 401k.
That is canon. There was a 401k with Orson's group.
Yep.
And you
Yeah,
just
okay.
and you gave all that up, Union? Really?
Stock,
No, that
stock
was-
options.
If he can't hear us, we could have people who aren't part of the normal group be like, "Oh, we'll join you," and then try and sabotage.
Well,
Where are we going to get these recruits that are willing to join the band for us?
I wave.
But he just saw you here.
Yeah, and he saw me scared in a corner trying to run away.
Ridra. The band has changed, but we were not. Well, you basically had to be able to swing a battle axe to join.
I could totally look, and also we have the guy who has the empathy, and then he likes the light dude. We just say we're gonna join, and then we blow stuff up from inside.
Stealth check ideal.
that button.
All right. Well, no one passively knows you've gone, and those who are busy talking do not get an active check.
Nope.
Or I'm saying, Union and just debating the likelihood of Redra being accepted.
It's like, I know what their employment standards were. I'm fairly sure they've only improved as they grew.
And it's like, no, you don't understand.
Well,
I'm super strong.
if not,
I'm the strongest kobold ever.
I'm interested in having you back.
I would not even want to go back.
I know you don't want to go back, but you can pretend that you're going back.
Well,
I think
Offer
I'm not there.
us up as like sacrifices or something.
well, now you're making sense.
I always make sense. You just don't listen.
They've known you for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
6 conscious hours.
I know.
I met you yesterday.
So that's the plan from the smartest kobold.
Right. Maybe we could offer baby Bella.
Rebooked it. She is gone.
Can
Like I said,
anyone find
he-
our bird?
At the very least, he seemed interested in you and Joe.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's my plan. That's my thought. You don't have to listen to it. I mean, no one ever listens to Ridra anyway.
Rita, would you like to go back in your barrel?
Honestly, yeah.
All right. Union picks up Rita and brings her over to the barrel. Here you go. Just sort of lowers her in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Lid on.
Please.
Click.
The element is just staring at you.
What?
Still my food in there.
I'll pay you back if we're not dead in an hour.
Just stares.
Union is gonna go over to discuss that idea with Joseph and Raleigh. But also about that time, probably start to wonder if anyone's seen Ideal.
Thank you.
Joe, Riley.
Wait, what?
The barrel lizard has come up with a plan that might work.
Good for her.
By all means,
Well,
lay it out for us.
Orson seemed rather interested in having you join the band, and as you heard, I have been cast out. If perhaps you and some others were to pretend to take the rest of us as hostages, you could lead us all through the camp unmolested to Orson, and then we spring a trap.
So, Ridra came up with this.
Yes, she's in the barrel.
The spy is suggesting that we walk into the camp pretending to join them so we, in quotations, can spring the trap.
Well, hold on. I walk over, pick up the barrel, bring it over, plant it before Joe, knock. Ridra, Joe is pointing out some logical plot holes in your plan.
Okay.
I mean, we met her like
Last night.
10 hours ago, and she's. No one rid me of this.
Oh,
This foul lizard. Oh,
no.
It's a really good plan.
why? Why are we? Why is anyone trusting this thing? It admits to stealing. It's eating our food.
My food!
I'm
You hear
so
Alfred over in
tired.
the corner.
You can trust me. I'm a trustworthy Ridra.
I mean,
I do! Oh.
I helped in your fight. And I admit that I'm a spy, so that means you can trust me. Would a spy tell you they're a spy? That'd be really stupid.
You hear muffled through the barrel.
yes. I don't think this is a good plan, Ideal.
I'm
Union.
Union.
You guys all look the same, just a different color.
Union sort of mouth falls open. He points at the giant elk horns and the like massive plate armor.
Outer indignation. Raleigh, any input from you? Or are you just listening to them?
Listening.
Okay.
I assume debating of that plan would happen for a little while.
Look, if there's anything I'm thinking about, it's throwing her.
Oh God.
You could roll the barrel into the yes.
Don't throw my barrel.
Joseph, you make good points, but at this point, we have to do something, and I don't know what else we can do. This at least might get us close to Orson and the spellcasters.
I mean, I'm all for trying to sneak in there. But just walking.
But aside from Ideal, who is seeming to have abandoned us, and Ridra, whom you do not trust, we are not a very stealthy group.
I'm not
You
very.
glow like the sun. I and Raleigh are in armor, and one of us is a bear.
I am not in armor.
Well, I am in armor.
Well, I'm just pointing out I do not like this plan. I think this plan is one that gets us all killed.
But it has a higher possibility of success than simply waiting here.
I'm not saying I'm very much into doing something because I feel like we're all on a very short timetable. But what?
For what it's worth, I don't want to die either, but I mean, sneaking in, you're not very sneaky. No offense. I can see you through the barrel. And you guys said you tried to disguise your way in, and that didn't work.
We didn't exactly disguise ourselves.
And then you tried to fight your way in, and that didn't work.
I beg to differ. I think that was working quite well.
And now you have a baby in your team.
Possibly. It's very possible she flew away and ate that.
Wow.
Jesus, Joe. Being
I
pretty
mean,
racist this
I've-
session.
So
I'm
my
just.
So I think the sneaking plan can work. I have read a lot of books where it happens, and it almost always works until it doesn't.
Ridra, were those novels?
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
Probably one of them. Or more. The point is, it works in the books.
I still think our best plan is to just delay this ritual until the actual army gets in a few days. And delaying the ritual only means that we've got to get close enough to take out a few of the ritualists, or possibly, like I said, just cast silence over the top of them. Of course, that very well could just cause a huge
And
explosion of built up energy, but it's worth trying.
do you think you can get close enough with stealth?
No. I have a giant light bulb right now.
Then yes. How are we going to stealth in? Unless we are asking the sneaky kobold to kill the
I'm not
stealthy.
sneaky.
What was the problem with flying us in?
We don't have a bird anymore. She went off to eat a baby.
I mean, she'll probably be back after breakfast.
Jesus Christ.
Probably.
Got no words.
I believe you spellcasters were wary of attracting unwanted attention from flying.
Not so much, but I mean, I guess we could try your plan.
We should wait to see what Ideal has to say about it. I would not want to act if we were not all together.
Okay.
But he appears to have vanished.
Did he ditch you?
Man, if only someone would investigate where he went.
Oh, I'm going to investigate.
You're in a barrel.
I'm going to get out of my barrel.
Anyone gonna help her get out of the barrel? She's kind of stuck.
Did she alert us that she's stuck?
I am definitely trying to get out of the barrel very loud.
I believe the barrel lizard wants out. Union pulls off the top of the barrel.
Yell in pain, jump out, food still in my mouth. Time to investigate.
What type of food is in that barrel, by the way?
Mostly just dried meats, like heavily salted for long duration.
Yes. That sounds like a great place to store a lizard.
Heavily salted.
Definitely salted meats.
It's
The
fine.
creature that has no sweat glands.
Uh huh.
Let's just, yeah.
I've been considering it. Um, Redra, you look and you look and you can see it's like well, he was standing right here when we were talking, and he chased your tail for a little while.
He's lost forever, guys. He's untrackable.
Ridra, that's not exactly helpful.
You're not exactly helpful. You're not helping me find him.
Very well. I will try and assist Inspector Ridra in her quest to find Ideal.
Oh,
It takes the better part of the remainder of the morning before you finally kind of have this light bulb epiphany that the last time he did this, he went to the river.
gonna start sprinting to the river. I only couldn't find it this soon because it's bright outside.
Union just sort of looks around and then shrugs and follows Ridra.
You arrive just in time, Union, to catch some speech in Infernal.
Oh,
You're fairly sure you catch your name, your currently used name.
much furrowing of the brow.
Also much furrowing. I will just look at Union. And in Infernal, say, I have something we can do.
For the perspective, he is knelt down in this sort of almost prayer-like pose with that scroll of imp flesh stretched out and tacked down with some rocks in front of him. And you arrive just in time to see this blackish whirlpool fade into the center and disappear.
By the way, I do roll it up and put it back in bell pouch.
What'd he say?
That's-
Union's going to ignore Ridra and answer.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
Who have you been speaking with?
An
This-
enemy of.
Is this all an infernal? As a note.
Yes. Yes.
For poor Idra's sake, or Ridra's sake.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Idra would be raging too, so listen.
Hashtag Devil Squad. It's one of the benefits. We get secret language.
An enemy of my father. And someone willing to help with this.
Just this super dramatic camera panning, wind blowing, and Ridge is, what do you say? I want to know.
just like right under, you just see the head bouncing into the camera.
Union turns and looks at Ridge. I will tell you in a second.
No, you won't.
Just eye closed, sigh, and then back to the dramatic pose, arms crossed, in Infernal. And what assistance for what price?
He will try. He will. I did not. I assume when we seal the deal, we will get concrete terms Stares at the GM, who I'm sure is smiling widely. But he wants our souls.
And who is he?
An enemy of my father. I have not gathered more information than that.
Well, Joseph and the others are meeting to discuss a plan. We should go and discuss it with them.
As by the way, I do say just us two, Union.
I would not. Uni would play also an infernal. I would not have you pay this price, ideal.
Well, let me put it this way. I really hate my father. And if I can do something that pisses him off and maybe deposes him and keep my mortal life going for as long as possible, I will take that chance.
You would trade your soul to be a thorn in his side.
As far as I'm aware, my soul would already go to him when I died.
And if
You are not the only one who's done awful things in their use. You little youth.
tricky conjugation that I always forget the word.
Hmm.
Especially when you like triple translating from infernal to English to infernal. We're just over here applying for Rosetta Stone.
I didn't think I would need Infernal. It was a mistake.
900,000 gold pieces? Are you crazy?
If it would put an end to this threat, I would pay the price.
Of course, we would need to work out final terms and such. And I only have one more use of this. I pat the scroll.
Let us see what the others say. Ridra here, he nods, and sort of slips her name in common, so she knows they're talking about her.
Oh, great.
Came up with a plan that, well, Joseph is less thrilled with, I think has some merit.
Ridra, for the sake of your perspective, because this has been a table ruling since all the way back in 4E, they're basically meowing back and forth at each other.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. I forgot about that rule.
Wait, what? Infernal is cat speak?
They're meowing and hissing at each other, and then you hear Ridra hiss hiss meow meow. For your perspective.
Makes me want to know even more.
I don't remember
For
the
those who
source of
forgot.
that. I don't remember the source from that, but
A lot of jokes about cats are just the devil.
fair.
Fair.
And since all dogs go to heaven, clearly Celestial is barking.
Yeah, that was the other half of it.
But
Well.
yes, not to interrupt the drama. Just want to make sure Ridra had the proper mental image.
I forgot about that, so it's fine. Let's get back to the others.
Yeah.
Said Infernal, the two just walk off without you.
No, that was in common.
Oh, okay. Just like,
I'm just still shaking at Union, just like, please tell me.
We will tell you when we get back.
You better.
it's all of 4 minutes when you get back. Alfred has done his best to make some food that hasn't been Ridrud. Otherwise, it's just your party here, just around a little afternoon.
Well, any new lights in the sky?
Not yet.
Okay, there are 3 so far.
4.
4. Okay.
Well, I do have something that we can do.
As they were walking back, Union would have filled Ideal in on Ridra's plan.
Still hissing or in common, so she feels included?
That would have been in common, so she could add any helpful quips or Ridrisms.
What's a Ridgerism?
She's a kobold.
The smartest kobold.
The single smartest kobold in the world.
But I'm not sneaky.
No, I'm not sneaky.
For those curious, yes, at this point you would have taken a short rest.
All of us?
Everyone.
Okay.
Your activity wasn't heavy enough that it would have. You basically just paced around on the phone for a few minutes.
Mentally stressful, not.
So yeah, the plan is we get Joe and Union to walk in there, say they're going to join, and offer us up as sacrifices.
Didn't he just get kicked out?
We're gonna say Joe is gonna join them and offer us all up as sacrifice.
I'm assuming that's hit points and not you rolling an insight check.
No, that was hit points.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, I have heard Ridra's plan. It is a plan.
Thank you. Came up with it myself.
I don't say anything more than that about the plan.
It is a plan.
It is a plan. But I have been in touch with something that might be able to help us. All it would cost would be mine and Union's immortal souls.
That's an expensive cost.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah. But it could save millions.
Could.
At the very least, it'll stop Orson.
It is a price I am willing to pay.
Whatever happened to your faith in Lathander?
I, of course, believe in the Lord of Rebirth.
You realize that it's the soul that is the key part for rebirth.
Yes, but if I can repay some of the pain I brought into this world by saving the lives of untold thousands, I have a responsibility.
What happens when your soul is taken in an evil deal like this? Do you become used? Is there like army or something? Because then wouldn't you be causing like eternal suffering for something?
It depends on the Lord.
So there's a
Depends
chance
on
you'll cause far, far more suffering than you ever did before.
Cue massive existential crisis inside you.
But like, given ideals for Silverground, what did the souls that served Dispeter do?
Most of them suffered.
Just suffered?
They're the realm of Dis, where Dispeter is, of course, the Lord, is not a pleasant place.
Yeah.
Constantly trying to out con each
Out.
other. Um, just pure survival on a otherwise desolate land, hellscape.
And I'm sure it's even worse in the cities. The city of Dis.
Yeah, I mean, there are those that thrive in such locations, but you are not one of them. As the cleric is just religiously just glaring.
Especially at the Paladin.
I would do this to save lives. The Lord of Rebirth can be found in the tens of millions of children, of unborn children that we would have saved.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you.
But you're about to disagree with me.
Huh? No.
Look, we are at the end of our rope here. We are out of options.
And out of time. We're down party members. We do not know when this ritual will be completed. It may be in a week, it may be in an hour. Action must be taken. Be that rigorous plan, be that ideal plan. Joseph, your silence could work if we had a way to get you close enough.
look, it's your guys' souls, but it seems like you're being very vague about what exactly this plan entails. I mean, you say it worked, and it cost souls, but that's all you've said so far. I'm
That's
just
because
silent because I'm waiting for the.
we don't have the specifics yet.
See,
and I will make sure to wait for specifics before agreeing to anything.
I know how greater beings they make it sound like this is such a great idea, and you're willing to give up a lot because you think that it's the only way to do it. But take it from me, when it's all said and done, you're not going to get what you want, but they will.
Joe, I am well aware of this.
I think Ridra's plan has made the most sense.
Yeah, we're not discussing that right.
Let me put it this way, as far as I go. My soul is already damned.
Are you sure
Oh.
it's even something that you can offer?
Gentlemen,
There's another light.
If
time for action is nigh.
Joe,
You can't pay with something that you don't have anymore.
if
That came out
I,
wrong.
I got what you were going for.
Yeah.
If it, I do not, my soul may not be bound, but I do not believe I will be going to a happy afterlife. I served the Lord of this for many years faithfully. I collected on his contracts. I know what it is that happens.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody sitting here right now has done the things in their past that they regret and wish they could go back and change. And that's why some of us are here trying to do that. I'm not saying we're not going to do this, and I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. I'm just saying so far there's very little information on the table, and we know our time is short. If this is something that we can even consider, then we need the information on it. Because if it's not something that we can do, then we need to find something else quick.
I have
Agreed.
exact. I can talk to this being one more time before the magic of the scroll runs out.
I think we should be agree. If you can only talk one more time,
We would have to
I think
agree.
this. Yeah, I think it comes down to this. This is your choice, the two of you, since you're the one that's willing to make the pay. You're the only ones making this payment.
Also, I will switch to Infernal for this. I will look to Union. Were you aware you are Ball's chosen?
I no. The Lord of Rebirth, watch over me, his light, shield me from the darkness. Union begins just pray, eyes closed, like praying in common out loud.
Hiss, praying.
Oh.
I feel like I probably should have said that back at the river, but
Yeah, maybe.
I thought you withheld it for a reason.
a little bit.
So what do you do?
Union turns and gives a thankful little smile down at Ridra.
I just feel like you're a freaking hypocrite now.
Do you have something to say to me, Raleigh?
No, I don't have a way to come back. Darn it.
It's amazing how often that happens. You think you have something? No. Union?
Union would turn to Ideal and say in Infernal, when did you know?
Right when you showed up?
Do you mean like the first time or what?
Literally about 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Well, you were a little ambiguous, like you like.
Literally
Get
when
that.
you. Oh no! If I had known for longer, I would have withheld that even more.
Some demon or devil told you this?
I nod.
They are creatures of lies.
I give the look of no shit.
Therefore, I do not believe you.
Can I do like a belated insight check?
Certainly.
And this is gonna be just to you. Oops.
Well,
Well, that wasn't meant to be rolled out loud, but you know. Union. This is not a lie, but it's not the full truth. It's a layered truth.
I do
Devils.
not. Go ahead.
Nope.
I do not think you lie maliciously. Ideal, I think the creatures we deal with are mischievous and tricksters and would say anything.
That they are creatures of mistruths, but they very rarely lie. Demons, on the other hand, you do not trust anything they ever say ever.
Well, we need to act.
We do.
And what action are you taking?
So we have Union and Ideal soul trading. We have Ridra, Joe takes us captive. And we have Joe trying to silence, or someone trying to silence the spellcasters.
I say we take it to a vote. But then again, if either of you vote no to the soul sacrificing, we can't really force you to.
Yeah, no, it has to be willing.
The elementalist there sitting, with his rashes, just look at you all. I thought my group was fucked up.
Oh no, all of us are.
I'm not
Every-
part of your group.
I'm not part of your group either.
No, you two have become a part of this group now, whether you like it or not.
I've been here a day.
Yep. You ate his food, you're part of this group.
It was good food.
Okay. All in favor of Ridger's plan?
I'm assuming you say aye.
Yes, I'm waiting for people to say aye.
I think that's a unanimous no.
I like that. Not even Ridger voted for Ridger's plan. just throwing that out there.
Mm,
Yeah. All in favor of I'm just kind of looking at Ridra at this point with a confused expression on my face. All in favor of Joe's silencing or otherwise making things difficult for their casters?
interrupting the ritual.
Yeah.
How we get there, we still have to figure out.
I think that is a at least worthwhile thing to look into before we go to the third option.
And the final option.
I
Just sort of narrows eyes at Vidra.
Is this because this is the option that least puts you in danger, Ridra?
what? No.
Insight check.
Deception.
Yeah, no.
Whoa. I just smile and nod.
But it is still technically a vote.
I think we save this option until we are sure we are completely out.
I would agree. So, how do we get Joseph close enough?
Don't we still have one of the Mossbeards here?
Negative.
They both went?
Yep.
Okay. Then never mind.
I don't know. Other than brute force, I have no idea.
Wait a second. Hold on. Let me see. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm looking up something.
How far into the campus? Where the light's coming from?
Hard to say from here.
Did we have any of the lights before we retreated? I'm trying to remember.
No.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
Could Elkvis become an eagle? A giant eagle? Something big enough to fly and carry Joe?
See the exact nature of the spell. This is just find seed or find greater steed.
Find steed. Yeah, second level paladin. Yeah.
It's CR1. All your other options are below that. So with just plain find steed, no.
Okay.
Well, having people that can fly really makes this easier.
Perhaps we will return soon.
Ree is sleeping.
Okay, you got that message too.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not the first time any of us have done that. Let's see here. I don't have anything, and even if I did, I burnt all my thirds.
I cannot make him fly.
I'm sure Elvis looks very relieved at that one.
Elvis comes back. I mean, you could take him on a one-way trip.
Yes, that doesn't help him. I point at Joe.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know how you would get him out is the problem. You can get him in. We can throw him in a barrel and roll him there. Or he could ride his bear there. He could ride Elvis in and then the bear out.
There's just no stopping of the face palm.
If the bear was there, why would he not just ride the bear in and out?
Because they would target his mouth. So the bear would come in a little bit late. I'm just trying to brainstorm, okay? I'm sorry. It's been a really stressful day, okay?
Riley, is there anything you could do? Because I don't know the cleric spell list very well.
It's okay. The things I was thinking of wouldn't work. One thing I was thinking of was using melt into stone
Yeah.
with the idea of removing the artifact, but I'm uncertain if it works. Also, the ground is.
Also, that would mean we have to get to the artifact.
Could we try and provide a distraction while Joseph gets close enough?
Doesn't that so lead into the problem of you probably dying?
I also can't do that right now.
Yeah. Also, I really thought flying was on the cleric spell list. I am sad now.
I thought there was this other spell in there, but it might be fourth. Feign death? Is that fourth level? Because it's not on here.
That's only... No, it should be on cleric.
It's a 3rd level necromancy, bard, cleric, druid, wizard spell.
Yeah.
You know what? I know what it is. I don't actually have anything unlocked from Beyond, and this isn't in the.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's why. So I'm gonna go find that and read.
PHB 240.
Okay, here's what we do. We kill a bunch of stuff until I get to level 10, and then I pick up fly, and we go from there.
What are you even talking about?
That was a joke plan. Get that was out of character.
I know.
Well, at
Gosh.
10, at 10, I get to pick spells from any spell list.
Well, anyhow, what is your current plan? There are now 5 lights.
We're running out of time very quickly,
I'm aware.
and we're kind of just talking when we really need to take action.
Do they seem to be making any sort of pattern, or just straight up?
The lights themselves are straight up, but they are forming a very similar semicircle to the 6 children.
So there's like one in the middle and then around it, or
Um,
There were 6 children, so I think he's.
well, my thought is like if there's one in the middle and then just 6 around it.
no, there is this convex or growing convex shape at the moment. There's not one that's dead center.
Okay, so it's basically boop, 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 more or less,
I have no idea where you drew that.
on the map.
Ah,
Really tiny.
yeah. Well, you drew it in. Yeah.
I just drew the dots.
Yep. Well, when you draw dots like that, they basically don't exist.
Okay.
You gotta give them some oomph.
But basically, we're either one away from the ritual being done, or they've got another 6 more
Or
to go.
or there's either 1 away, 2 away, or 7 away.
How you liking the mods?
Not very much.
I'm gonna be honest. We should probably think that it's only one.
Yeah.
We really need to move.
So waiting for the armies, just
Not
not.
gonna happen. No.
And waiting on rest, not gonna happen.
No. I pointedly stare at Union. This is your choice. We need to do something.
I'm aware. He's gonna ask. Oh, wait a second. There, I put my headset on backwards. It's late. Union is gonna ask in Infernal. Would it even work with what you've just told me?
I think it would.
This is my soul.
And
idea.
it is mine too. Do not forget that.
Better who you do not know also in Infernal. You would not know the name of who would get it.
I honestly, all I know, I have told you.
I am a paladin of the Lord of Rebirth. I give my soul to some devil in his throne of flames. It
I know.
feels as though it would betray every oath I have sworn these last years. But if it would save lives, and if what you have told me is true, then perhaps my soul did not belong to him in the first place.
Poor
By the way,
cleric
we
over
just
here watching these two hiss at each other.
it's just meowing. I think this is more meowing than hissing. I pull out the scroll and hand it to Union.
Who has no idea how to use it.
I will instruct him how to use it.
Okay.
If you want to go through with this.
I
Is that I as in AYE or I as in I?
I as in the letter,
Okay.
and many of these.
As you are handed a scroll made of flesh.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
I'm aware.
Union's gonna pause and then sort of think back to the faces of the children that they fought
They're
earlier.
literally right there.
Alright, well, he's gonna look over at the bodies of the
Because
children.
no one has done anything with these bodies. What is wrong with y'all?
They look like bone.
You're not scared. I'm gonna do that while these tieflings tiefling out.
That's alright, grave cleric move.
Don't we realize she spared the dying on all of them?
Oh god.
May the Lord Rebirth watch over me and shepherd me through all evils. Ideal to save the world, to stop Orson. I will do this thing.
So in front of Joe, Ridra, and the rest of the party, you activate the item.
I do.
Yes.
Using Ideal's guidance and more or less Ideal, you activating it.
Mhm.
It's like handing someone a rotary phone, trying to tell them how to do it, and then you just like,
Just
fuck it.
get out of the way.
This void of light, this dark whirlpool forms once more in the middle, and this hissingly soft, long carrying voice. In common. Ah. I see we have guests this time.
We
come
do.
to a decision.
We have, but we would like just a little bit more information before, you know.
You and Balls Chosen both offer yourselves up.
Wait, what?
Just keep writing, Redra.
This is going in the notes.
We do.
No, wait. I want
You can almost feel the
Yeah.
smile. Don't worry.
contract first.
I don't punish impatience. That'd be no fun.
Better than somebody I know.
You'll find I'm nicer than most you know.
It would be hard to be meaner.
Don't tempt me.
I don't want to. Just, you know. All I wish to know is the name who I will be serving in the afterlife. And how exactly you plan on stopping this ritual.
So, formality and contracts. How droll.
I would like to know something else too.
Which is more important to you? My time answering is rather limited, after all.
We need to know how you will help us, but if it's in your power to know, did the Lord Rebirth ever watch over me?
I don't deal with the heavens, child.
Ah,
Now, to brass tacks. Clarification, is it?
Yes.
This one, Orson. A an interesting tool. I would not have minded to add him to my collection, but he is far gone. Heavily marked. My name is not for knowing. For knowing my name puts everything in jeopardy.
If not your true name, at least something I could call you.
Ultrith.
And that's going in the notes.
I'm a humble maker of deals. Which you don't need an insight check to know he's being very humble.
Yes.
Damn it, Joe. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Now, for 2 souls, that of Disputer's own offspring and Baal's chosen, I will offer up an avatar of myself. Briefly. You may use it as you see fit to destroy this Orson, finish or cancel this ritual as you so desire. More playthings, after all, is a lot of fun. For this, you will serve me for the remainder of your mortal lives, and thereafter. I will every now and then ask minor favors of you throughout the mortal realm where my reach is fairly limited. and you shall be my champions. Pretty cut and dry, I'd think. And for
I
those so anxiously scribbling and taking note, except and it's feels almost obvious as if you can see a presence, almost like the pool turns and looks at Joe. Though some of you are already spoken for.
What?
The deal is open to all here.
Oh no, I'm good, thank you.
Oh, that's not a companion. I thought it was just a lizard.
We're trying to figure out what she's about so far.
I'm Ridra.
Ah, duly noted.
I can give you my soul, but not service in life.
Whether you like it or not, you already have been.
I swore an oath to the Lord Rebirth.
Oh yes, may he watch and protect over me. You... child. He may watch you. He may still even care. That doesn't mean squat to me. I have a business to run. What will it be? Time is running out.
You asked me to break my holy oaths.
I ask you to break nothing. Chosen. I merely ask you to make an amendum.
Ideal.
I will give you my immortal soul. And I had a hunch. But I choose to live as I please as a mortal.
Well, then 2 is not enough. If you will not provide me the light favors, sporadic I assure you they would have been, 2 souls is not enough if you will not perform these tasks for me.
How many do you need?
Just raw souls? Oh, critter I'm not sure has one.
I think I have one.
Let's just say you don't have enough here to bargain in such fashion. I hold the tasks I need doing to a rather high esteem.
Noted.
Not to pry of one of your great power and majesty, but could you give an example of one of these tasks that you would have us do?
Relaying of information, removal of a piece on the board. I assure
I would
you,
just,
a
I
defamed and unholy piece you would be striking down.
I was gonna say, I assume one of the people down below.
Oh, I wouldn't want you to come down here too early.
But you know what I mean.
Yes. Union, was it? Is that your going moniker?
Yes.
Adorable. You'd be surprised to know that we are far more in line than hmm, any who stand beside you at this moment. What you do with the powers I give to you, entirely up to you. So long as my errands get done. There are others waiting in line.
I, at the very least, I hate doing this, but I will accept the terms for myself.
Noted, Joe. And you, chosen, do you not willingly want to be stripped of that title? Think of all the good you can do with just a little more power.
To stop arson and save countless lives, I accept.
This long, pale hand, slightly different, almost as shifted from the one you've dealt with before, Ideal. Um, there's a little more bluish gray to it. Waits for someone to shake.
I will do so.
Duly noted. As he draws back, there is a line running from your wrist down to the tip of your middle finger. And you are marked. The hand waits for the other.
Union will let out a small sigh and then go and shake the hand.
Same mark, through and through. More, the broken sword begins to burn with intense heat for a brief moment.
Union's gonna sort of gasp and try and toss the blade to the ground to stop himself from being burned.
That will come in handy. The hand withdraws, and the pool disappears. The scroll turns to ash.
Union's gonna reach down and pick up his brother's broken sword.
As you draw it off the ground, still has sort of this lukewarm touch to it. But a figure almost seems to drip and form out of it as you raise it up. Sort of this stretching shadow into the looming frame. There, this formless avatar awaits your order. And that, good friends, is where we will fade to black. When we come back next session, please be sure to have leveled up.
Yay!
Yay.
Union and Ideal, your level is in Warlock.
Ooh.
I assume Fiend.
I'll let you do Hexblade.
Okay.
Ooh.
My
Union, yours was going to be Hexblade, regardless.
Okay.
Your brother's with you.
Well,
Oh,
Joe,
boy.
we leveled.
Level up.
Yes.